There we are. Blacked out the axles on the H project last night. Still have to get these peeled over here. I always mask off where, there we are, the wheel centers are going to go on the axles because I don't want paint in that joint that can loosen up and wear splines. So even though this is a Minneapolis Moline video, it ties into, sorry about that, the Preparation H project. So yeah, I spent another long day just cleaning parts, dirty, dusty day. I decided to leave all this paint set up for one more day along with the black on the axles. So come on dude, point the camera at yourself. So I started, well, I did a lot of brake component rehab today, belt pulley cleanup, and looking at fixing the drive as well. But that brings us around to X231. So as you all know, people that follow pretty much all the projects on the channel, I jumped off of X231 after I had it, basically, mosquitoes in here, sorry, after I had the chassis to the priming stage so that I could work on the Farmall H for a while. And the plan was to primer X231's chassis around the same time I started doing the painting on the Farmall H. And I know you all remember because in the comment section beneath the prior Farmall H painting video, the Enosh9 says, looks great. Now that it's warm enough to paint, will you be painting the MM soon? And the short answer to that is no. The long answer to that is no, because the paint plan has completely changed. I went to the paint store a week or so ago to start gathering supplies for both of these projects, and I knew I had to update the paint for my Minneapolis Molines. Now, the last Minneapolis Moline I painted was X253, the prototype crawler. And back then I was using this DuPont Very Prime 2-part self-etching primer and the DuPont Centauri color. Now the Very Prime is this very ugly green that I have on the engine already. It's a horrible color, but I must say I really like that primer because you could lay that on and it could sit for however long it needed. All you had to do is take a Scotch-Brite pad, just scuff the surface, and at any time after that you could put color over the top. And the Centauri color was awesome. I mean, very forgiving paint, excellent pigments in it, very user-friendly. The primer and the Centauri were both very user-friendly. The trouble is that stuff is long obsolete, and I had suspected as much. So that means no more Very Prime. I have, sorry, mosquito. The partial cans of the Very Prime and Centauri that I have over there are not enough to do the entire tractor. So I got the current level of primer and paint. It is a Axalta Nason line now because the old Centauris, yeah, it's all that good stuff is gone. So what we have to do is go to an epoxy primer now instead of the 2-part self-etch. And this is the updated paint mix of that old paint coat in the Centauri. The problem is the epoxy primer works best when you lay the color coat down on top of it within 24 hours. You get a chemical adhesion, a chemical bond between the two layers that way. And that was not the plan with X231. As troublesome as that tractor is, I had decided I would put primer on everything, but I would not put color on it until I was able to run it, drive it, put a few hours on it, get comfortable with it, and prove the whole thing out. Because there's still no guarantee that I'm not going to have to gut the entire back end of this tractor again and redo everything that I've done. Old Christine here just loves to antagonize me, and I swear, as I was standing in the paint store 50 miles from here, and the guy told me I could not get any more Very Prime and any more Centauri, and that I was going to have to prime and paint at the same time, and my whole plan had changed, and I swear I heard Christine cackle. Now, we all know nothing has been easy with that tractor, but at this point, I swear Rod Serling hangs out in here and smokes cigarettes when I'm not around. So that means I think X231 is going to stay in raw metal until I complete the rebuild on it and I'm satisfied that it is mechanically sound. I've had no trouble keeping the raw metal parts clean back here, and that's been another question that's come up a lot. How do you keep everything from flash rusting? climate control. We have heat in the winter, we have AC in the summer, and all these windows and doors stay closed all the time unless they absolutely have to be open. The humidity level is controlled in this space year round, and it's very well insulated, well sealed up. We have no problem keeping bare metal clean back here. Some of those parts on X231 have been in the raw for close to 5 years now. Just a hint of flash rust, maybe starting on the oldest ones. So that's the new plan. Unfortunately, we will not be seeing any priming or painting on X231 anytime in the near future. I have the new primer and paint over there just in small quantities so that I can do a couple of test batches, make sure I'm happy with the color, happy with the process. And then after that, I will have my formula hopefully figured out so that when I get to the point where it's time to paint that prototype tractor, we can get the bulk quantities and roll on ahead. So that is the X231 update. A little bit disappointing, a little bit short, and admittedly a filler episode, but I think I'm going to start putting the Farmall H together tomorrow. That'll probably be the next full episode that hits the feed. Thank you for watching, y'all. Thank you for your patience, and I have to get clean. I'm horrible dirty after today. Hope to see y'all back next time.